Hey, how you guys doing? This is producer from Brothers Comics. Welcome to the Who Dey Over 40 podcast for long-suffering Cincinnati Bengals fans. Today there is no suffering. The Bengals won, y'all, in a game that made absolutely no sense for them to win, and we're going to talk about it here in a little bit over the Tennessee Titans. On the line tonight, I have my two favorite offensive weapons who might not be as offensive as they normally are on these Sunday records. On the line in the flanker position, it's the Sandman. Sandman, say what's happening.
Oh my goodness, Joe Burrow, this one's for you, brother. Oh my goodness.
Is that water or liquor?
Yeah, it looks like tea.
Yeah, don't you worry about
that. It looks like tea. Yeah, it is what it is. Sandman's a tea.
Yeah.
Also,
I am. Somebody got to drive.
Lined up behind me, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. He probably needs to change his name on his Zoom thing there. It's big.
Well, shit, this is protected for the whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, hello, all you happy people.
Yeah. So it's a Bengals win, man. 31-20 over the Tennessee Titans. We're all probably a little bit shook. Titans came in 5-1. There is, with everything leading up to that game, there was no measure where you were like, oh, I think the Bengals could win this game. Everything that was going on leading up to this game, and we're going to talk about it this week, the Carlos Dunlap situation. During the week, all the injuries on the offensive line, and then the morning of the game, another offensive lineman goes down with a non-COVID injury as well.
He had no heart.
Yeah, there was no measure about this game, and as I said before we started recording, I was just like, "Yo, again, if you're a listener of this podcast, I'm like, I'm not gonna be recording every Sunday for this shit, but watching them lose, and I definitely felt that was that's where we were headed, Hutch, heading into
the whole world thought we were going to lose, and including, we're down to some people that are playing that weren't even on the team 2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 days ago, sir.
I'm saying.
Days. Yeah. Those cats
right.
off
so
the
how
street
is the blame? How the blame? But we're gonna be a team that has a winning record and a running back that I don't know might be the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
I think I know. I know now. Yeah.
There was no measure that you were like, oh, I think the Bengals got a chance. There's only one measure, and it's Joe Burrow. That's it. It becomes the equalizing, or he has become the equalizing factor that is going to give the Bengals a chance damn near in every single game. And unfortunately, that's going to set up a situation as we get near the end of the season, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the game. So as we always do, we set you up with 4 quarters, a halftime topic, and then after the game, after the fourth quarter, we swing around the AFC North in the tunnel. Just a couple of decent games there today, not for the Browns, if you like the Browns, because they suck. Anyway, awesome. So let's get it started. The first quarter, turmoil, y'all. It was brewing from last week. At the end of the game last week against the Browns, you saw Carlos Dunlap throwing blows or doing whatever the hell. And then all during the week, it was there, Sandman, and he was looking to try to get out. The Bengals told him not to come to practice on Wednesday, and shortly thereafter, they ship him out to Seattle.
Yeah, Carlos had just about had enough. I think the whole situation was just about to blow the hell up. Yeah, I guess from what I've been able to gather, he and the DC coach Lou Anarumo just do not like each other, and they were not shy about telling each other that. And it's more than just Carlos, though. There were other veterans in the locker room that just do not like the way Anarumo is approaching it. He's basically devaluing any input from the veterans, my way or the highway type thing, and which is not good in my opinion. All the Marvin level people that are still left over, the stars from that era, are basically being phased out, and like getting pushed out the door. They don't like it, and why would they? These are disrespectful, in my opinion. What they've been doing to a lot of these players. They've been the heart of the Bengals for so long.
Well, I mean, and again, and I know Hutch is going to kind of feel the same way I do on this situation. I agree. They were a base for that team. They were brought in by a different regime, but whether it's scheme or personality, none of them are playing up to their contracts or where they're supposed to be, Hutch. And at that point in time, once that happens, you leave yourself open to interpretation from somebody else.
Well, I mean, right. Even if you are playing up to expectations, once the people who brought you in are gone, I mean, your ass could be on the streets. Yeah. And if you play like shit and you don't, you're a pass rusher when you ain't got no sacks, or maybe one. Right. And you couldn't stop the run when you were quote unquote good. And now you really can't stop the run. Goodbye to you, as the song goes.
Yeah, it was a wild situation to watch it play out over there. He like puts his house for sale essentially on Instagram. If somebody
right after the game.
Yeah, and then they put him in the they trade him to get a 7th round pick and some also ran Jag player from Seattle. And Carlos Dunlap's era is done, 80 plus
I think
sacks.
It's even Steven.
Yeah, it's 80 plus sacks. He's I think one
sack away.
Of the all-time Bengal record. I mean, look, I love the dude. Well, I love the dude, Hutch, but it was always an effort.
I love him too. I do. I'm going to miss this era. It was quote unquote the most successful era of the Bengals franchise.
Wow, think about that.
Yeah, and what's it all mean?
Yeah, I mean, but he was a big part of that. He was a leader in that locker room. He was a huge leader in the community. I mean, it seems to me like, how do you flush that away because you can't get along with this dude, like at this point in time? Like, it just seems like...
And you're getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals obviously made a commitment to you, and obviously the Bengals loved him. Even Mike Brown sent out a "I'm sorry you're gone" letter after he left. I mean, this was not a situation that they anticipated or wanted, but they thought they didn't want to trade him. They did what they thought was best for the team, which tells me a lot about what they feel about Zach Taylor, and I'm going to get to that later. But
this league is about winning and losing. Once you start putting your heart in it, or whatever, your feelings are gonna get hurt.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. And then on top of that, somebody who has contributed absolutely nothing to the Bengals. He's literally the gum on the bottom of the GD shoe of the Cincinnati Bengals at this time. John Ross, who has not played pretty much since game 1. Been inactive. They inactivated him or 2. Yeah. His lasting memory.
Who would know?
Dropping that freaking pass on the sidelines from and short arming that one in the end zone in the Chargers game. But he doesn't play. He hasn't played. He only played the 1 week that Auden Tate was hurt, and he had like 2 snaps, and they had his ass on the bench. And he's been asking, he would like a trade as well. He has contributed nothing to the Bengals outside of 2 games, the first 2 games of last season. Other than that, he's been hurt, injured, and an absolute head case. Nobody's trading for him, Hutch, and it's amazing that he would even ask at this point.
I mean, you could I'm like, hey, you can ask, and guess what? The Bengals are like, we'll take straight up garbage. Ain't nobody giving us garbage.
Take a butterball turkey for that Negro right now. I mean, anything, and you couldn't get that. You couldn't get a chicken wing right now for that cat. He's so damn bad, man.
I mean, but you can't get enough for AJ either. So I mean, there's a whole line of folks where's that cokehead druggy dude that played for the Browns in Seattle? Is he on still secret probation?
I think he's still on Seattle's secret probation roster. Yeah.
Well, if they kick him off, I would take him over John Ross or AJ Green because he'd be cheap.
Right. I mean, John Ross, I just don't even get why. I understand he wants to play. Like, I get it. But,
of course.
And again, I know everybody wants to blame Zach Taylor for this particular situation, but this is 2 regimes. This is 2 regimes that have viewed him as not worth of the headache. I mean, again, Marvin hates young people. So, and in his first carry, he fumbled the ball and got hurt. And he was stuck on the bench forever to not, prevent the bench from flying away. And that was the end of it. He freaking crushed his confidence and everything, and that was it. But
the league is this. The league is, if you can play, we can deal with your head case. And he can't play, or there's people that play better than him. Yeah. That's it, really.
I mean, it was allegations came out. This is on Twitter, so take it for what it's worth. That he probably doesn't even want to play football. It was what I read. And it's just a lot of stuff floating around about him that you don't want out there. I mean, and combined with what we've seen for him when he actually does get on the field, not good, man. It's not somebody you want on the field.
And there's 31 other GMs out there and teams that, hey, we would love to have. I think we want a dude that can run a 4-3 and whatever else he can do. Hey, I mean, let's make a deal. But what, he's $5 million something?
Yeah, it's not a money issue.
Right. It's not it's not money. It's are you a head case? I think. Yeah. Are you worth it?
Yeah.
I think not.
It definitely feels like he's got a head case issue. The other thing that was out there on the internet is that he was not exactly somebody that studied the playbook. He was a video gamer as well who liked to get his whatever game on, and he wasn't, didn't have his head in the playbook. So all of those things kind of working against him, true or untrue. He can't get on the field. He's got world-class sprinter speed, but somehow can't get on the field on a team who has really no wide receivers with any kind of speed. So it says a lot about him. Maybe it says a little bit more about the Bengals coaching staff or whatever. But, I mean, Marvin didn't want him. He didn't want him picked at that spot. He definitely didn't want to play him once he got there. I mean, this is two regimes now. So it would be interesting, honestly, to me, to see when and where he winds up next year or this year to see if he could do anything. Because
actually, I'm concerned about that 33 regime because, like I said, ain't nobody trade for him.
Yeah.
So they're gonna wait for them to cut him and scoop him up that way. They'll just wait.
And I feel the same way about Carlos too. My tweet was like, all right, you're gone. Go win something then. Get out there, get to Seattle and do something. If you get out there and do the same shit that you was doing here, which was showing up for, half of the games, mentally.
If that,
then so be it. I don't think Pete Carroll's going to put up with that crap. And if you do that, you're going to wind up on a Michael Johnson thing. You're going to wind up back here. Like, I shouldn't do this.
We ain't taking you.
Yeah, Marcus Hunt. With the current regime, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. And guess what? Seattle's defense sucks too.
Yes, it does. They
canal water this thing.
Look at what happens when you have a really good quarterback. It makes up for a lot. It covers up a lot.
Changes everything.
Remember, the theme of this podcast is sign of the times. And then we'll get to, or if I can break in, or I'll get to my theme.
All right. So, good luck, Carlos. Whatever. I'll watch a little bit of that game later, see if you do anything, but whatever. So all of that going into this game before we get into quarter two, all this drama with Carlos Dunlap, John Ross, and then all the stuff with the offensive line. Jonah Williams got a bad neck, concussion protocol for the center. Bobby Hart's ankle is all busted up, or his knee or something like that. And then now freaking Jordan, Michael Jordan goes down with he don't have COVID, but that nigga probably do got COVID. They just don't want to say it. And he's just like, man, this is bad. And going into the game, a completely different 5 new starters on the offensive line.
5 new starters.
I was like, my text to y'all was like, start Finley.
And I agreed with that text.
Yeah, do not let this man go out there and get run over and killed by these people. But there's a possibility that Tennessee might be a wee bit overrated. But we'll get to that here in a second, too. So let's get into quarter number 2, man. The Bengals win. The defense gives up a hell of a lot of yards, Hutch. Almost 500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
200 yards rushing. Even though they hold Derrick Henry to a reasonable number in terms of 100 and some odd yards, but they give up 200 yards total rushing.
Reasonable before the Bengals.
And they only,
not reasonable for the NFL
they
team.
only give up 20 points. And this is the upside down on some freaking Stranger Things stuff, Hutch. What the hell?
Okay, the Bengals defense still sucks.
Yes, they do.
It doesn't.
I got a PSA for the Tannehills, the Cam Newtons, the Jared Goffs, all them sorry-ass quarterbacks. y'all motherfuckers about to get thrown out the league.
Yeah.
There's a new quarterback in town. It's called the quarterback that can actually pass the ball, can run an offense, and can be throwing interceptions to the other team and fumbling. And you can't play that old style shit where, because the Titans, once they get down 10, 17 points, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done.
I said that to my son too. I was like, that offense is not set up to score points like this. You know, we saw that in the AFC Championship game.
They have to play from ahead or even.
It was over. Yeah, there's no chunk plays in that offense. Tannehill they paid him like he's a real quarterback.
Dalton
is a game manager at best. Dalton better than Tannehill.
I mean, he's played well, but he's still the model of a game manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
The term you're looking for is Dalton.
He's been Dalton.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, so the Bengals defense, and rightfully so, they should get run or whatever this week, but because they gave up so many yards, but they only give up 20 points. I don't know how this happened.
I think the Titans were like, okay, it's the Bengals. The offensive line is done. They can't run the ball. We should be just walk in there and win. And
we should just show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Run the ball. Yeah, we're better than them in every way.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do nothing. They've only won one game and they were lucky to win that. We'll just show up and we'll win. And
then the first half though, they kept Henry in check. I think he was like 12 for 52 or something like that. I mean, they had kept him in check. And again, the Bengals are up 17-7 at halftime. So you're like, oh, okay. You know, whether it be 9 in the box or whatever, they were doing whatever. But again, I've been saying this since we started this crap this season, that defense is bend, don't break. They're going to give up everything between the 20s and then try not to give up touchdowns. And again, that sometimes works, but it sometimes doesn't. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes doesn't. This week it worked.
Yeah, this is an 80s level era defense for the Bengals. Between the 20s, like you said, why not? They give up everything between the damn 20s, and then they try to play defense in 20 in.
Yep.
And sometimes they can, sometimes
they can't. Yep.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But we got to give props out to folks. Jesse Bates, if you look at PFT numbers and all that kind of stuff, he's rated the number 1 safety in the league, like playing at an all-pro, at a minimum, an all-pro level, or at a minimum, Pro Bowl level.
He gets too many chances. That's one problem.
But that's not totally his fault. But yeah, he gets an interception in the end zone today. I think it's his second on the season.
Laid out some people too.
Yeah, he's definitely the savior on that defense. They're gonna have to pay him, by the way. Like they're gonna have to pay him.
They're gonna have to pay him.
Yep. He gets some props. 440 plus yards given up. We get 1 sack. Finally, they break the streak, y'all. Logan Wilson of all folks gets the sack though.
Too bad.
Oh my God, a linebacker on the Bengals
that's not Logan Wilson. Ain't to do with the bad knees. That's not him. That's the other white dude.
He white. He got 2 bad knees.
Come on. That's the other white dude that hasn't. I don't even know if he's played, but Logan Wilson.
I can't say anybody on our defense has played.
Yeah, he's the 3rd round pick that did whatever. But yeah, they made it count when it needed to count. They did what they had to do at the end of the game. You know, when the Bengals punt the ball back with not that much time left, they did let them score one time. Very quickly. Yes. But after that, the Bengals offense, and we'll talk about them in the second half, but they really went out and did what they had to do. They win the game. Like this is a Von Bell type of game. But again, they gave up 200 yards freaking rushing, 200 plus yards rushing.
I mean, to anybody that had the ball, they just put somebody back there, and the Titans just ran it down the Bengals' throats.
Which is what we predicted pretty much, but we never thought it would be a victory. How the hell did that work?
433 yards.
That's a lot of yards.
No. The reason, and we'll get to it in the second half.
The reason is
number 9. The reason is number 9. Period.
Yes.
The reason is number 9. That's the only difference maker. That's the only measure. It's the only.
It's a difference maker.
I'm gonna say Tannehill.
You can't tell me that if that was Andy Dalton versus Ryan Tannehill, all the same specs, that the Bengals one score 31 or two win that game. You can't tell me that.
Yeah, Andy Dalton ain't winning that game.
I watched most of the shit. I'm gonna say Tannehill sucks, and Dalton or not.
Nobody's
Dalton,
disagreeing.
He's a more advanced version of Andy Dalton, probably in his prime. That's what he is.
I lived here for a good portion of the Ryan Tannehill experiment. Ryan Tannehill sucks. He's not. He is not anywhere. He cannot hold Andy Dalton. He can't hold his jockstrap. He's not in Andy Dalton's realm of whatever. He's not.
Wow.
He is not.
Wow.
Again, he is there to hand the ball off and get some play action. That's it. If it gets like this game got today, they tried to make him
throw the ball.
Yeah,
and he was fucking up.
Yeah, and they were throwing it way too much. I'm like, why are y'all not just running the ball down their throats? Why
against a good team, he ain't beating a good defense. The Steelers will kill him. Yeah.
Yes,
like
they did last week.
Like they did last week.
All right. Let's get into the halftime topic, y'all. Into the tunnel. We'll talk about those Ohio State Buckeyes. I did not see much of the game. There was, some family stuff going on.
I watched most of it.
I saw the scores every once and then come up on the updates there. What I do know and did see, Bengals. Wow, the Ohio State defense is shaky at best.
It's shaky.
They cannot run the ball to save their life. They can't run the ball to save their life.
Is shaky, yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, Penn State was, whatever. Penn State who we thought they were. They
ain't as good as they think they are.
Tell me about Ohio State versus Penn State.
Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
One name.
Justin Fields versus Penn State.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're right. He can do anything on that field. And actually, he didn't even run. And he just threw the ball.
He barely ever runs now.
Right. He doesn't run anymore, or so far anyway.
Not really. Yeah. He stays in the pocket, man. He's accurate. His receivers are very good.
Yep.
And that's basically it. You got the running game is decent, but not what it was with Dobbins. Dobbins was a home run threat. Neither one of these cats
line too. The offensive line ain't what it was last year either.
Yeah, it's different this year. Yeah,
they are young, and again, I keep saying this. I said it last week when we did this podcast, and I'm saying it again now, especially with Trevor Lawrence's COVID diagnosis or whatever. He's not going to play against Notre Dame next week. It'll be kind of curious to see if he even decides to play after that, especially if they lose. I think he and Justin Fields both may be people that are like, you know what? I'm not trying to play for the Jets. I'm not trying to play for Jacksonville. Like, I'm good. Like, peace. No, thank you. I'm gonna keep it moving here.
You playing this crappy year to get paid next year.
Yeah. He's more of a candidate to do it than Burrow was. That's for sure.
Right. They getting paid.
Can we talk about also, I was telling my son about this too, about, how LSU sucks now. And
badly.
Well, before one of my things about Joe Burrow coming out, I was like, man, LSU is not good for quarterbacks. Like, they just bad. They can't recruit them. They can't have them play. They can't do anything. And, he obviously goes there and does really, really well. And then, whatever. And then Ed Orgeron hasn't won shit from shit as a head coach. He's freaking terrible. And I'm like, people are like, LSU. I'm like, he's terrible. Like, once you remove freaking Joe Burrow from this situation, it's going to revert back to him being Ed Orgeron, somebody who, I got no occasion action, cowfish, but that's really all he's got, Hutch. He has nothing else. He's not a good coach.
He was horrible at USC.
Yep.
He was horrible wherever he was before that.
He was the OC at USC.
He was horrible there.
Yep.
He was horrible.
Yeah,
Joe Brady.
Bad coach. Yep, he's a bad coach.
And Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You had a once-in-a-lifetime situation. You had a once-in-a-lifetime situation, talent, like all that shit came together at the right time, but he's not a good coach. Like, he's worse than Les Miles. And Les Miles won a national championship out of, whatever himself, and he was worse than Les Miles. So, sorry, LSU. That's not going to work out for y'all.
LSU,
I got a Yahoo message or a YouTube message from an LSU fan who listens to this podcast. But hey, stick with us. You know, we're good. We're good. You know, we got your boy for sure, and we're perfectly fine with that.
What are we? We're
Thanks
the
for
LSU
Joe.
of the NFL.
Yeah, well, no, stop it.
Yeah, where are we going?
Well, nowhere this year.
Exactly.
All right, so Ohio State wins this week. Michigan loses. That's a great thing. We'll never not celebrate that.
Kind of.
To the evil opposites of
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State. And then, Ohio State doesn't play anybody again until they play Michigan, right? I don't think there's any game on this.
Indiana is their highest rated.
Indiana might be ranked.
Yeah.
And Michigan probably be ranked. But the rest of them are, they
also
should
ranked.
be walkthroughs.
But and that's what I was saying today too. Like, how are they going to do the playoffs when the Pac-10 don't even start till next week? SEC been playing for a month.
Nobody cared about the Pac-10.
But they're going to send somebody.
Even if they was playing,
they're going to send. How are they going to play?
Was playing. They went the big, the big whatever. Oklahoma's division, Texas, they all suck.
Yeah.
Pac-10.
How are you going to play a playoff when, like, a lot of the people are, they're going to be sitting around for weeks waiting for other people to finish their season? Like, I just don't understand how that works.
It don't. It's Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and the 14 to get beat up later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good Buckeyes. We're still cheering for you.
We'll see what happens.
They are where they are.
Can you beat Clemson or Alabama in 6 weeks, 7 weeks?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's get out of the tunnel and get into the third quarter and talk about the Bengals offense. The Bengals scored 31 points today. Sandman, they didn't lay off the gas. They didn't like how they got in these other games this season where they're like, hey, we're up big. Let's just, line dive, halfback dive. They put the game in Joe Burrow's hands and let him win it.
Yeah, quarterback line, but look, the word got out. We have no defense. If we gonna have a chance, we gotta put up a 3-0 at least every damn week. And I'm not kidding. Every week they gotta put up 30 to 35, 40 points to even have a chance. And the crazy thing is, Joe Burrow can actually do it.
Yeah,
this is why it's so important to get a quarterback. And I'm not even saying like an elite quarterback. I mean a decent quarterback, because it changes everything. Yeah. And Joe Burrow looks like he is possibly an elite quarterback. Look what he's done to the Bengals. Oh my God.
Yeah.
None of us. I didn't think I had 3 victories for them.
Look, they scored 3 points in one game. And with everything that's gone on in their other games, they're still averaging 28 points a game.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
In one game, they scored 3. Okay.
What's literally rotating offensive line?
They only broke 30 twice
in the whole year.
And they've already broken
how many times
30
they done it now?
2 times in the last, where they've broken 30 in 2 weeks back to back here, and 3 of the last 4.
Yes, they scored 31 points. The league is horrible this year. We got the easiest schedule except for them 2 teams in our own division.
Mm-hmm.
If we had average coaching, we should be 4-4.
Yes.
Maybe 5-3.
Better. Yeah, I agree with that too.
So but we don't. We are what we are. We're 2-5-1, and we got the easiest schedule outside of them 2 teams in our division.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to see the Chiefs. We ain't got to see the Saints. We ain't got to see them teams that be putting up 50 points on their average.
Yeah. We got the East. Yeah.
Okay, so you segue kind of right into one of my notes that says, excuse me, we are shaping up into a situation, since the Bengals are averaging 28 points a damn on game. We are shaping up into a situation where this is going to save Zach Taylor's job, wins or whatever at this point, because of the continuity on offense. Now they're going to flush everybody on defense. Like, I don't even think there is no chance that the defensive coordinator or any of those dudes get saved. They're going to flush all of those folks, but
they're going to blame all the problems on them.
Yep,
on
they're
the
going
defense.
to save. That's going to save Zach Taylor's job because Joe Burrow comfort level in that offense, man.
Yes, Joe Burrow. He's already saved his job by Joe Burrow looking as good as he did. I mean, who thought that he was going to look this well on the Bengals? What an offensive line we knew were going to be bad, except today, miracle of miracles, and putting up 30 points a game, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, every week with above average offensive. I mean, wide receiver core, an okay running backs. Bad offensive line though. I mean, nobody saw this happening. I thought he would, if he had more touchdowns and interceptions, I would have been happy right there.
Yeah,
like one more. I'm not talking like 2-1 or something like that. Yeah, he is amazing, dude. I watch the games for Joe Burrow now because he's so good. He knows how to find open men. He knows how to get out of the pocket when he needs to, if he wants to, and find the open men downfield.
He has gotten
Dalton wasn't doing that. I'm sorry.
He has gotten to that point where, like, oh, okay, well, we may lose 37-34, but we're gonna score 34 points. I mean, that's basically where we are at this point because they're gonna score points, and he's gotten to the point where every week, like as we watch this week after week with him, like he's figuring it out. Like you can see, like, the thing, like where he was holding the ball way too long before trying to make plays. He doesn't really do that anymore. He's still getting sacks or whatever. That's because the offensive line sucks. But like he's still trying to figure it out. He's like, oh, you know what? Let me hit this check down. You know what? Let me take this 7-yard run as opposed to trying to do this and keep drives going as opposed to trying to hit the home run all the time like you could do at LSU.
He's learning as we go. He's figuring out what works. Yeah, because the one thing they really don't have is the long pass consistently. But
they don't have anybody fast enough.
Well, John Ross is supposed to be doing that, but hey, we talked about that shit. So
his floor. He is progressing up, and it looks great.
He looks great.
I hope that maybe next year we're talking about playoffs.
It's not insane to talk about because
it's not insane to talk about it,
right?
But they're sizing up your straitjacket.
Yeah, but again, like I said, and there's no way that they bring back any of the people that are on defense. What should have happened 2 years ago is probably going to happen, where they find a defensive coordinator, a veteran dude, to come in and take over the defense. Like it's inevitable. Like, I mean, I think we all see that coming, and again, if the offense progresses the way that it is and does and should, with him progressing the way that he should, I mean, there's really not that much of a ceiling on dude, and that's kind of scary. But he can't keep running out and winning games 37-34. Like that's just like, that's
the league now.
But
if you look at the games that Russell Wilson wins or Patrick Mahomes wins, Seattle defense is awful. Chiefs defense is not great either.
No,
it's average.
So their
line might be as bad as ours, by the way.
Right. So you're going to have to start. It's a high octane offense these days,
right? And
your offense is your defense. You got to keep scoring, so your defense ain't trying to hold nobody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think
that was what happened
with the Bengals today. Is like, once the Titans got within a score. Or within 2 scores again, they went right down the field and scored another touchdown and got it to 31-14 or 17 or whatever. It's like, you know what? Nope, we're not doing this. Like, we did that last week against Cleveland and wound up with a field goal when AJ dropped that touchdown. No, we need to score touchdowns. And he, put them in a position to do that. Like, I mean, like, there's no give up on drives here. Like, with Andy Dalton, it was just like, man, it's just
he didn't have the ability.
He just knew. Right. And I mean, again, I'm saying I just don't feel that way with Burrow if he's got the ball in his hand. Like, I think we're going to score. It's a Brady-like situation, Hunch.
it's this. Like I said, I ain't got too many more presidential elections in me. I ain't got too many more losing Bengals seasons in me either. So, I mean, we in the next 3 to 5 years, I want to have a chance to get turned down for Super Bowl tickets because I can't afford $10,000 tickets.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But that's what I want. I can't. My 10 more years of this. Yeah, Hutch, we're gonna bury you in orange and black. That's about it.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of, that's funny. Let's get into the fourth quarter and really want to talk a little bit more about Joe Burrow. Is this his best game considering the circumstances with 5 new offensive linemen coming in?
Unbelievable.
Like he goes 26 for 37 for 250 essentially with 2 touchdowns. Is this his best game? I mean, he goes for 468 last week, but they lose, but under a different set of circumstances. Is this his best game?
I think this is his best game.
Because it was controlled. Yeah, and they had a little bit of a running game. Not great, but enough to give. Tennessee's defense sucks, but still, they were enough to Gio was able to keep the running game. Yeah, the stash. Shout out to the stash, number 25, man, because I think he's just as good as Mixon. The offense, he can block.
Yeah.
Mixon don't block.
This came up here during our conversations watching the game. It came up on the podcast last week, and then Hutch, you texted during the game or whatever. I said this shit last week.
You did.
I think they're a better offense with him in the game because, and they ran a couple of plays where they tried to, do those stretch plays with Gio, and which is not his game. But Gio can run between the guards and the tackles, and it's always falling forward. So he's going to get you 2 or 3 yards. It's just inevitable. He's going to get you 2 or 3 yards. Mixon is trying to make home runs on every single freaking swing at the plate, man. Every single one. And it winds up turning into, he might get one here and there, but there's going to be them 2, 3, 4 yard losses and putting you behind the sticks all the time.
Dancing behind the line. He does that too much.
He might have been able to run against the Titans defense. They couldn't stop shit going up to gut.
They're not good.
Yeah. They couldn't stop. If they just kept running the ball up the middle, they were getting 4 or 5 yards of play almost. When they started stretching it, that's when the Titans got to them.
Yeah. Let the record show that I had said, like, hey, man, let's sign Jadeveon Clowney. He sucks. At this point in his life, he sucks. Hey, man, let's look at Vic Beasley, Hutch. We saw him at the Falcons. That nigga sucks. He sucks.
the Falcons who need defense damn near as much as we do.
Yeah.
Them mother blankers are like, we not even thinking about signing his 5th-year option. Get the hell out, Vic Beasley.
I mean, he sucks. Like, I'm like, well, he had 2 encroachments like during the game today, and he still didn't get to the quarterback. He got off sides and still didn't make it to the quarterback. I was like, how did you beat the count and still didn't make it?
One more thing. Did y'all see Ambrose? I mean, not
you talking about Ashley? Not Ashley Ambrose. You mean
no? You talking about Joe?
Jonathan Joseph.
Jonathan Joseph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toast.
They targeted him like 10 times. No picks.
Joe
Burrow got no fear in him.
Still out there.
He got. I can't believe he's still in the league. I can't believe that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. You can add him to the list of people who left the Bengals under whatever circumstances or whatever.
Yeah, that was a Mike Brown special.
Well, we made a mistake there too, because it was either between him and Leon Hall, and we chose Leon Hall, and that was a mistake.
That's that loyalty overcoming common sense.
Leon Hall got into that. Hall got to work earlier that day because of traffic, I think, and signed a contract first.
First one to send your fax in, get one signed.
So we got to give props to the offensive line. No sacks on Joe Burrow today. They tried though. There was a couple of plays.
They was
Joe
coming.
Burrow
they were trying,
He was really Houdini in these situations and was able to escape. But they tried. So shouts out to Billy Price. Shouts out to Quentin Spain, a new dude that they signed or whatever.
Yeah, this week and started.
Did he start 3-4 days ago? He didn't start. He played the second half though.
Akeem Adeniji, the rookie, he started.
Yeah, he started at left tackle, and then Fred Johnson at right tackle. I mean, just a hodgepodge group of people put together, man.
They don't even know each other's names.
Yeah, I was worried for Joe Burrow's physical safety today. Like, I really was.
I still would have put in Finley. Yeah, I mean, there's no way I would have let my franchise quarterback get behind that line and see what happens.
And there were some jailbreaks, but Joe
there was a
Burrow
couple.
was like,
he
got
just,
rid of that shit.
He had to get rid of the ball
pretty quick.
Yeah. Shouts out to Gio. We already said, he goes 15 for 62, yards or whatever. There's that. And again, I'm gonna keep eating crow about that T. Higgins pick. I was like, we don't need no figure wide receiver, because I was a believer in John Ross's abilities after 2 games last year, and I couldn't have been more wrong.
That's
absolute baller. If you put it anywhere in his catch radius, he's catching it.
He'll catch it.
Sure.
He might catch a blow too, but
but
he got no fear.
Well,
he got hands.
Yeah, his ceiling is that dude from now with the Cardinals or whatever. Like, that's his ceiling. What's the wide receiver's name?
I see his face and I can't.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
Yeah, that's his ceiling. We'll take it. We need a speed receiver at some point, but we'll take DeAndre Hopkins. So
we'll take that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if Gio gets 2 touchdowns today, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, so shouts out to them.
It was 2014.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And for $5 million.
Yeah, if we're on the cheap too. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, the Bengals win. We are excited. We are happy for them. Happy to have this podcast.
Really, we lost though.
How did we lose?
Throw that in there.
Huh?
We lost. We need that.
What?
We need that.
We lose the pick.
Oh, you talking about the pick?
Yeah, come on.
We need. What's? I mean, this win was like what? It's empty calories, yo. What's it gonna
do? Okay, I hear what you're saying, and I know what I said about those 2 dudes, like him, like, hey, I ain't coming out or whatever. But like you said, chances are they're like, hey man, I'm tired of playing for free. I'm trying to get this money, whether it's the Jets, the Jags, or whatever. I'm trying to get
come out.
money. So those dudes are gonna go the first 2 picks, like essentially. More than
you gotta be top 5 to get that dude from Oregon.
Yeah, that we're positioned.
They're close.
We're right now. That win just put us at 7 or 8.
Wait, what? Who's ahead of us?
2 in
Jacksonville.
The tie. The tie kind of makes
the Patriots.
They got 2 wins.
Right. We got 2.5.
Oh, okay.
2.5.
They'll win more though. Jacksonville.
The Bengals defense is so bad. They're still gonna lose their shit.
We're still a 4-win team, man. We still got a top.
Falcons.
Yeah, they got 3 wins now.
Right. So
we're
they got 2 wins.
Yeah, they got 2.
2. And they got to play the Bucks twice and the Saints twice.
Ooh, those are some losses.
That's bad.
They ain't winning none of them.
Right. Because they were like, let's tank for Trevor. Or joke for Justin.
Yeah, bring them both back to the ATL. I hear what you're saying. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, so this win is empty calories, is wonderful. But we're like I said, we're gonna be if we pick from 7 to 15.
No, that's bad. No. We can't drop out of like top 10.
No, that's bad. And then we are in trouble.
Yeah, at that point we're messing up big time.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the tunnel, swinging around the AFC North. The damn Steelers are undefeated still. The Ravens
we got to play them twice.
Still, the Ravens, had a chance there at the end. Lamar Jackson.
He ain't throwing you back. He ain't coming back on his arm to get you a victory. I'm sorry,
man. And the Steelers defense is just way too disciplined to allow like the shenanigans that he gets away with, man. Like, I mean, he fumbled, I think, 2 times today.
Threw an interception for a pick 6.
Yeah, he threw a pick 6. I mean, he just like he's
undisciplined. If you have a disciplined defense, which nobody has anymore, really, then Lamar Jackson can be controlled.
Yeah. It's just something with him at this point. And he didn't look. I mean, to me, I saw him on a rollout one time. He doesn't look 100% healthy either. Like he just he pulled up kind of running out of bounds. He just didn't have that extra gear. I mean, again,
he's slight of build.
Yeah,
he's been shaky on passing. He just gets to play the Bengals twice, and actually, your MVP and the Jets,
the Browns,
and the Dolphins.
But I mean, I just think that, again, running quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Like we've been over this 1,000 times, 1,000. Like it just doesn't.
RG3.
And again, he is going to wind up. And I saw him take some hit like near the goal line today. I was just like, man, I was happy he got up because I mean, eventually you just can't. Those shots, man. It's why Jordan started to develop in that jump shot. Going down the lane against the Knicks and all them dudes and the Pistons, man. Eventually, it's like, you know what? I'm trying to stop doing this. Let me go ahead and hit this 13-footer because
them Jordan rules changed everything for him.
It's just too bad. It's just hot down there. So I get it, like completely. I completely get it.
But can Lamar Jackson hit a three-footer or a three-pointer?
Yeah, his accuracy is shaky at best, and he's got good weapons. It seems like too.
They got good weapons,
but he still like seems to like it. Like the standard drop back and plant your foot and throw it doesn't seem to be there as much as drop back, plant your foot. It's not there. Scramble and then make a play. Like that seems to be there more than like this, whatever. So disciplined defense can, kind of make him a little bit shaky.
See,
but
every time see the playoffs, and they
I
got to
prefer
make a decision. And I hope they make
they're gonna have to pay him. There's no decision. They gotta pay him. I mean,
they gotta pay him.
At all. I mean,
and that's good. And that's good for us.
It's good for the Bengals.
Because that'll make them less at other positions. Obviously.
Speaking of people that's gonna get broke off with some money next year, the Browns lose today 16-6 to the Las Vegas Raiders.
You ain't playing the Bengals defense today, are you, buddy?
If I'm the Browns, he gotta go.
I do not give Baker Mayfield $100 million. There's no way.
You are out of your mind.
I give him $100 million.
I'm begging them, please pay that mofo. Please. We will be above you every year until you get rid of him.
He is the ultimate front runner, man. Like last week, I'm the shit.
And then this week, front runner. He's been behind. He stay behind.
No, he is like, and when everything is good, he's fine. But when things go to south or whatever, he cannot pull the nose up, man. He cannot.
But he's only been good in like against Bengal games, really.
He's only good against the Bengals, against nobody else.
Right.
Nobody else.
So was Johnny Manziel or whatever his name was. Johnny Manziel. He was good against the Bengals too.
But he ain't winning.
Yeah.
Man. So
please, Cleveland, please keep that mofo.
Yes, I'm begging you to do that.
Right.
My God. Yeah. I mean, you last week were like, oh shit, the Browns, all they got to do is go 500 for the rest of the way, blah, 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 blah. That was a definite thought that they were going to beat Las Vegas in Cleveland today, and that didn't happen.
They can still go 500 and make the playoff.
I understand, but that was the classic.
They're the Browns.
That was the classic. Hey, we're pretty good, and everybody was jerking them off all week, and they were like, "Oh, that feels really good. Keep jerking us off." And they went in there and laid a freaking egg in there, and that was bad. Like I can't wait to listen to the Dolphins or the Browns crying towel tomorrow. That's gonna be bad.
Oh, they on radio right now.
They're still 5-3.
5-3.
Titans are 5-2. Indianapolis are 5-2.
They still got to play Pittsburgh and Baltimore again, right? They play them both.
They get the soft parts of the schedule like we do too. Son, who do the Browns play next week? I think they play another sorry team, but I thought the Vegas game was a sorry team, so nothing is safe at this point. Or do they have the bye?
We bye next week, right?
We're buying next week. We're about to talk about the next game here in a second.
Right. Oh boy.
Well, as he's looking that up, the Bengals do get the bye this week. In 2 weeks, play the Steelers. I believe it's in Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God!
So there's that, and this becomes the litmus test of, hey, Joe Burrow is really freaking good. This is really it. Who the Browns play? They play the Texans, which is in Houston. I mean, they're due.
The Browns are gonna win that shit.
They should win it.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
But I'm not. I don't feel comfortable saying it though. Yeah.
All right. So the Bengals do play the Steelers. Again, it's the ultimate litmus test on Joe Burrow. This is, hey man, if you can go in there and play well against them, unlike we did against the Ravens, and again, he hasn't sucked at all because they've scored a bunch of points since that 3-point outing against the Ravens. Since the Ravens game, 27, 34, 31. So
the Steelers are better than the Ravens.
Steelers are better than the Ravens.
Yes, they are.
And
Undefeated
it's
still.
at Pittsburgh too.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
And who the hell gonna be our offensive line in 2 weeks is anybody's guess.
Oh
shit! I'm starting to think you roll out them scrubs out there that you had this week. Why the hell not?
Until they prove they can't be worse than them other cats and them Bobby Hart in the world, you put them scrubs back out there again.
Scrubs back out there.
You make me take
you trying
out.
to tell me that
Mixon should be all right.
The other one. Who? Yeah, he should be fine. I don't know if that's a good thing or not at this
right.
point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
kidding.
Right. Exactly.
I'm starting Gio right now.
Right. If there was a song called The Replacements, that would be our theme this week.
Exit music tonight.
But only a group named The Replacement to my knowledge.
Shit.
I mean, shit.
Again, I hate Steelers week because we usually wind up on the bad end of that shit. I hate the Steelers with a passion. I mean,
half the team is Ohio State players.
Shit,
yeah, no kidding.
If Roethlisberger pulled a Roberto Clemente here between now and next Sunday, I wouldn't be all that upset about it. Okay, like that's where I feel about
that's
this.
hard. You already had a damn motorcycle shit. Now you go,
wow.
Damn, okay, that's hard.
That's
real hate.
And I stepped over it. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's way.
There's a line, and I stepped over it. So
yeah.
I'm just saying that I just hate Steelers week. I generally don't watch anything of Steeler week. The last Steeler week game I watched is when Terrell Austin decided to go zero coverage on Antonio Brown in a game you were fucking winning at the end and let him get behind you to score a touchdown in the last play or whatever. So I don't watch it.
I remember that damn Andy Dalton game on Monday Night Football.
Oh shit! Well,
I've got too many bad.
Let's keep it 100. When Andy Dalton has his MVP season going and breaks his thumb on a dang on interception, like just a freak of nature situation here.
Well, then the playoff game's worse than that.
Worse than that. So,
worse than that.
Two of them.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm gonna go over there in a second, but yeah. So we'll see where the Joe Burrow factor is. I definitely don't think he is a Baker Mayfield in a sense that like everybody's going to be like, oh man, you did so really good.
No,
in this sense, like Baker Mayfield loved everybody talking about Baker Mayfield last week. I don't think he cares about that stuff as that much. Not yet. I don't think Joe Mixon's like that person.
No.
He's just he's very
when he starts doing progressive and other national commercials.
If he starts doing that shit. Yeah.
You know what it is, and y'all can all relate to this. He's very Ohio, like very.
He's Southern Ohio.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he's got that very I don't know how to describe it other than like, he's from Ohio. Yeah, okay.
Humble.
You get Dayton shit. Cincinnati Dayton shit is low key. Spring or where Yellowstone or Yellow
Springs.
Them low key.
Low key.
But once you get to Columbus and up, Buckeyes got to show their ass.
But he's Athens, Athens is super low key. I don't know. I was saying earlier today, I spent a bunch of time. I knew somebody from college or whatever. They went to OU or whatever, and I spent a bunch of times on that campus. It's super low key. It's kind of weird, like Austin, Texas, kind of freaky weird. And, like that's just kind of what they are. So the fact that he grew up there says a lot about him, like a lot. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. We probably won't have a in-between bye week podcast or whatever, although at 2-5-1, we are at the midway point. After the Steelers game, the schedule gets super soft. Like, I mean, the Dallases, the Giants of the world, the Washington football teams. I mean, it gets super soft. And the Bengals are probably going to be able to pull some wins in and out there, and as you get later into the season where teams start to, be like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. We suck. I don't care. It's time to get my golf clubs out. That's going to happen. Again, this is probably, we've been saying this for a while, although I was overly optimistic at the beginning, and had they won a couple of these games, I would have been right. This is probably a 4 to 5 win team. That 5 wins saves Zach Taylor's job. Again, the defense is going to get run. I don't think there's any way in hell that they bring any of these defensive people back. But, I think we just have to start to accept that that's what's going to happen. But
yep, I agree.
Now listen. Okay, I'm going to make a promise to y'all for podcast listeners and to these two dudes listening to this thing. If somehow, some way,
don't say it.
I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because somehow, some way, Joe Burrow somehow, some way, is able to beat the Steelers, the undefeated Steelers. I think they have the bye this week too. No, who do they play? Dallas. They'll be
They got a bye.
Yeah, that's
another
exactly.
win.
They'll be undefeated by the time
Another
they
damn
get
win.
And somehow,
Andy Dalton have another concussion this week too.
Yeah, it'll probably be Andy Dalton that they're playing against. So we all know how that's going to turn out. Somehow, some way, or whatever. This is going to be the most lit podcast of all time. It's going to be beyond lit as the children.
They're going to measure him for his statue if he actually beats the damn Steelers and they undefeated. Exactly. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
they'll retire his number calories.
I understand what you're saying, that you're messing up your draft pick or whatever. Like, I get
true,
that part.
But they'll still be all lit.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be all
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. So that's where we are, y'all. 2-5-1. Again, if you split these one-score games, this is a 500 team. It's a 500 team, and we would have all
probably
taken
5-3.
Yeah, we would have taken that.
Yeah.
We would have been like, you know what, rookie quarterback. I don't know what the hell head coach.
If you got a rookie quarterback, I don't give a fuck who you are. 5-3 is good.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
So we would have taken it, and right now, 2-5-1. They are what they are. Let's see how it goes. All right. So Hutch, we need exit music, man, to get us out of this podcast this week.
I mean,
said sign of the times. You got to change that for a dub.
Yeah. That's if they
got to change it
sign
for a
of
dub.
times is what else? Only other song I came up with was "Stuck in the Middle with You."
No. That would have been perfect.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah,
you could say that about Lou Anarumo.
I guess cough. It's hard to get like French like sounds on this podcast stuff. cough. So I'm just saying, just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. So,
sign of the times work. What else could there?
Sign of the times. All right, that's all right.
It's still right. It's still sign of the times. There's no defense in the league. The most of the teams suck. We should have beat. If we weren't so sucky, we should beat them.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
So as I start to queue up "Sign of the Times" by Prince, who's RIP'd, that still doesn't even make sense to me at this point in time. It's almost been freaking 5 years. I'm the producer of this podcast. If you remember, you find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Rate, review, and subscribe. Lots of listens last week, lots of comments or whatever. You got comments on the YouTube. If you're watching it on the YouTube, man, send in your comments.
Will we ever take calls?
You don't want to answer them.
Yeah. Man, listen. That would be bad. Never take calls.
Very bad. That would be very bad.
Yeah,
they
never take calls. Yeah.
I see Mike Brown's Johnson. They suck.
Or worse yet, I like the comic book con dude. Yes, I have several questions. We're not gonna do that either.
We ain't gonna be here all day listening to all that shit.
Please no. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. That's not happening either. But yeah, so again, Prince is playing us out. I'm the producer of this podcast. I have my son's Bengals shirt, but we're saying my son's because I gave it to him, not because
it's his shit.
It's his shirt.
And you still wear it.
His sweat in there.
It's his shit.
Let's keep it at 1,000 here. I ordered me a freaking Bengals shirt this week.
Finally.
No.
I did. I broke down. I don't know, moment of weakness or whatever. I don't know. Bonus check.
Joe got you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it is. And I got the shirt that you have. I have the Burrow t-shirt.
The Burrow,
yeah. That's it.
There you go.
I think I might have to break on a T. Higgins, man. I'm
Higgins is a good one too.
Holy cow, I'm all in on that kid. Holy cow, that kid can play.
985.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey, that kid can absolutely play. Again, so I'm signing off. Sandman, go ahead and sign off.
All right, I shall give my Buckeye glass. Yo, Joe, let's go, y'all.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Dang, it should have been some real liquor in there, brown style.
Yeah. If we beat the Steelers, you gotta actually drink a
Yeah,
hard
you
liquor.
gotta drink. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, nigga. Yeah, you got.
I will make you a deal. If they do that, I will down the shit on the live.
Yeah, for real, man. Now we need to see you pour it though. Don't be like, oh yeah.
Hey, this is some Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
you're gonna be in for some interesting comments. I'm just forewarned.
We're fine with it. Yeah, you need a Cuba Libre, man. You need like some rum and some Coke or something. Like,
I remember we were up 17-0 against them one time. We still lost.
Yeah,
the Steelers.
Yeah.
Don't even get into that until later, please.
That's like right before the Thanksgiving week. So hopefully we can do something happy and positive going there. Hutch, man, sign off. Don't get fired.
Go Bengals. Go and get that 3 to 5 pick.
It's gonna be tough. Hopefully we can get that tackle. Yeah, hopefully we can get that tackle from Oregon. But yeah, you are right. Every win messes that up. I do agree with you. But really quick, I just playing the extended cut for Prince here. Zach Taylor showed something today because they could have easily folded the chairs today. That could have been easily a 33-7 loss. That could have easily happened. And that shows to me, even though people are saying that they lost the locker room or he might have lost the locker room, that tells me he hasn't. They could have easily folded today, and they did. So
he hasn't lost a young player.
I'm gonna put it on Mike Vrabel. Yeah, I'm putting it on the Titans. They just stunk. I think they really thought that they could just walk in and whoop our ass.
They did.
You wouldn't think that they would think that after having gotten their asses beat last week so hard. You would think that he would have been like, look, like this happened. Let's go out there and prove ourselves. And they didn't.
But the offensive line, none of them motherfuckers know each other.
Yeah, I agree.
So, that should have been, Clowney should have been like, this is how I get paid.
Yeah, let me go ahead and fake 4 sacks here during the season or whatever and get
strip sack,
somebody,
and that.
Pay me.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. All right. Prince is signing us off, y'all. Peace.
Peace
out.